Let there be peace and love on this planet. Welcome to Satsang. I am surely not telling something you don't know yet, at least that you heard already. And yet it looks we have to hear it again and again till it's not needed. What you search is right there, here, before your before your nose, before your retina, even the idea of this retina. Before that, it's so before that you are it. You are it. And it is this very unfortunate ignorance cultivated by the birth that makes one believe something else. You see, what you are, you cannot make it out, otherwise it becomes something. And what you see, everything is the self. It's not two. So what's going on that we see two? It's because from who you are, everything is not two. Everything is what you are. Even what looks like appearing is what you are. But as we place ourselves somewhere, from a rising need of owning everything, so from the mind, if you see things from the mind, there is two, there is multiplication, and this indication of non-two, Advaita, not two, the mind cannot understand. He may get a concept, he may have some experience, they will appear and disappear. It will not stop the search, because something is never fulfilled. So it's a question of not landing on any label, any experience, any experiencer. That's why this precious question is asked, but who am I? Who am I? Who is this experiencer? Who am I? And the answer will not be through the mind, by the mind as usual. The answer is to keep quiet where the question keeps quiet. At least know the value of it. It is most valuable, most precious. It ruins suffering. It ruins beliefs, wrong understanding. It ruins the pride. I know something or I don't know something, it's also right. Because I, as somebody, is the first, instead of leaving space to what is beyond the concept of is or is not. So if you have any question, if you have any experience, please ask. And you see, you know by now, or you start to know, that whatever rises is your mind, so I don't go there. But I tell you, take the risk to ask anyway a question if it is essential into your journey. To be thrown back from where it came. And it can be once for all. Because if your mind is full and you say, no, I don't go there, it becomes like a way of life. No, I don't go there, and you remain a seeker. It's good to have understood not to go there, and yet, if you still search, it means there is a fixation somewhere. So try to bring it out. What's your experience? What's your doubt? What's your questioning? What's your investigation? And if nothing comes, nothing comes. And don't label it.
Ganga.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
This night I had a dream of a situation that I was living before in my life. And when I wake up, I was like in the dream and wondering why this situation was not now in my life. And suddenly I say to myself, but why you want this situation in your life? It's a dream. Even in the life it's a dream, then it's not interesting anymore, it's not real. And it was so good to me because I really disappears. And after that I see myself, then why I see all like real, if it's real a dream, this situation that I can come back in it and even maybe again have it in my life. I have the clarity to say no, it's a dream, and then I can throw it away, but not the life.
Which is a dream, do the same then. Do the same. Whatever you see is a dream, is in the dream, in the movie. And it's no use of dropping the dream. You have to drop the one who brought the dream. Who rose the dream. Who is it? Who has a dream? I. Don't strangle it, because it may not exist. Just know that. Just know that. Then where are you? If you can know that, if you can see that, where are you? You keep quite there from where you can express those things. Yeah? Somebody wanted.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi. Thank you for the invitation. I just want to share an experience.
Yes?
I'm not sure I'm
Ah,
clear.
yeah, okay.
In the last 2 years, I kind of have some kind of a honeymoon with myself.
Yeah.
And since I came here a couple of months ago, I'm facing a lot of fire and anger, frustration, lots of pain in the body, strong. I'm not projecting it so much, maybe mostly on my partner, but not too much. I can see that, and I really respect his space, and I can see it. But it's coming and it's...
Yes,
it's true.
but you see, whatever was stored in some drawer, it has to leave you. And when something leaves you, you see it. But let it leave you. Don't make a problem of that. Don't make, oh, it should not have happened, I thought it was no more there, or it means something. Let it pass and go. Don't fix anything. And don't judge. Sometimes anger, sometimes joy. Whatever was stored in the mind has to disappear. And you may be surprised that this could come also, because it can come and there is no problem. But it looks, it's a question. Because you see, what you took as honeymoon with yourself was maybe only an aspect of yourself. Is it okay to speak like that? Okay, like that, it's better. It was an aspect of yourself. The duality was still there. So don't take even this honeymoon for real. It is a beautiful space, but as everything else, as in any state, let it be this one. It has to go to leave place to its opposite at some point. And if you acknowledge that, if you can see that, then you worry less. You don't worry, it's the nature of things, whatever appears as any shape. But if you take one expression or one state for real, then you are in big trouble, because, oh, but it looked so real, it was wonderful, it's myself, and then, but what's going on? A doubt comes. The mind comes, because he never left you. So, know that. Do you see that? Do you see what I tell you? Okay, great. So next, whatever, even what you love so much now, that you did love so much, let it come. Of course it comes again. Let it go also. Don't try to fix it. Who are you then? You are that from where you can see this. So the shapes, never trust shapes. Let it be sublime, let it be its opposite. Don't trust shapes, they are just appearances. In that way, nothing happens.
Still the sensation, everything is very strong. The sensitivity, the emotions, the energy, like the whole, everything is very
It's
intense.
Okay, you must be intense. It's your character. It's your character. The character doesn't change. But of course it is probably degrees too much because you think you are that. You still think you are a body and mind, isn't it? So whatever you can see, whatever you can feel, whatever you can sense, it's an expression of yourself. It is a limited self if you take it yourself for that expression. That's why one suffers. Sorry, like this. So that understanding just understand that and keep quiet. Don't worry for what happens, even if it is intense. What do you want more? What more do you want? Everybody thinks that to be freed, to be enlightened, to realize oneself will bring a person in a kind of blissful, peaceful cocoon. It will not be like that. One can be crossed, this body can be visited by that, but it goes and comes as anything else. Don't mistake. You never lost yourself, even if you are intensely something, feeling something. Yeah. You had a partner? Sorry, because oh, whoa!
I haven't been invited. I came for myself.
But nobody has been invited.
Okay, I will have a question. Standard question. I would like to hear your
Story.
story. How you become enlightenment.
Well, I'm so happy not to rely and depend on my story, I tell you. Master worked strongly on that. So what do you want to know?
How you became
Look, as I think, as anybody else here, I was a seeker, okay? I really say in the past. And for that I go in my memory, which I don't live with. Only if asked, it's easy to go there, okay? So you want to hear. I was once upon a time a seeker. I had the luck to find the master fitting my demand through, when I first met him, through an experience, not through faith or trusting my friends to go and see that man. It was through my own experience. I recognized my master. Okay, I stayed with him, and I stayed with him till he died, which you don't say that for gurus, but I don't care, I'm Westerner anyway. Till his body dropped. And it's when his body was dropping, I got a call. I didn't know that. I felt this is an event which is as important than the event of my meeting with him. So, my God, did I ever understand him? That thought came. Then, as I can say today, my background was very strong through his company. Immediately came his indication, don't land anywhere. I didn't land on that dot. And I asked, who am I? And that was it. I realized that I was always myself, and all the rest was my mind. I was deluded by my mind. And that was it. And this is it. So I just say, I think there is one quality needed that I had. It's an intense desire to be free. And that brings you perfect master to trust. And that gets fulfilled, you see. When nobody knows and nobody has to care about it. That's my story. But I tell you, because of being freed from the tyranny of the mind, I don't live with a story today, even though it was an amazing story. And that's a big relief.
Nobody wanted my
Where are you?
Question.
Ah, you are the same, okay. Yeah.
Okay, after realizing yourself, you start living in two worlds at the same time, in the dual world and in the non-dual world, because
No, I live only in one world.
So you don't have
The
a
dual
place.
world. My body lives only in the dual world, but I don't place myself there. It automatically goes on till I will die. Oh no, I don't hear.
Do you believe on your memories? that exists, your past exists or not?
It doesn't exist if I don't go in.
It's created right now or just existed before? Your past, your memories.
I don't care about that. It's gone. The importance of it is gone.
Just like like a cat, the memories just went.
It went at once. It went with the realization of the self, which washes away everything else, you see. Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't mean that I don't know my past. I can write my autobiography if you like. But you see, it is this personage of the movie. I don't place myself there.
But does it exist, your past? Or
It has no reality. It appears if the circumstances brings something. As you ask me to see my story of a seeker, I can remember. I am not memoryless.
Oh, my question is, the memory is permanent, staying in your mind? Or
No,
just
I
created?
don't live with my memory.
It's not your memory.
No, I don't live with my memory. My memory is there. I have reactions in the body, maybe, even in the emotions or in the mind. But I don't depend on my memory, if you want to say that. My body, all this personage, carries a memory. But I don't place myself in this personage. You don't understand? Oh, okay. You see, one of the amazing things you see when you realize that you are really not your body and mind. This is the thing. It appears, of course, I don't mistake, I'm not her. This is still there. That's why I still see a world, but not real, in a dream. The dream looks the same, it goes on. But it's a dream.
But your mind creates the dream, so everything you see is you. That's how I understand it. So you create the reality, the whole universe. So it's not,
I create it, yeah.
Your memories are also created by your mind right now. They're not from the past, just from now. So I don't think that we can trust our memories at all.
Yeah. You cannot trust?
No, because they just from now, just they are created right now. They are not from the past.
Memory is past. I think we don't see the things in the same way. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Okay. So you are satisfied with your own finding?
I didn't find anything.
Are you searching anything?
No.
Then I understand. It's okay. You see, this kind of gathering, it's for seekers who really they are fed up with whatever they tried and experienced, let it be in the world, let it be in spirituality. They really want now to get the real thing. And so, to whom to ask help? Only the wise people, the wise, you say, the wise people, the wise ones have a voice for it. So, as the last trial, they will trust till needed the voice of the Buddhas, of the wise. And what they say, all this world is suffering, is because you mistake yourself for something else, for what appears, for a rising I which is born. Realize who you are. Realize from where this I comes from. And you will be all right.
I'm curious about the survival mechanism, the fear of, or the identification with the body, and then the fear of.
Sure.
So, if that is also in my memory somewhere.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
It is.
So how I don't know how that reconciles with the self, or knowing.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Let
So-
the body react. Doesn't matter if it reacts because you see a big ugly rat and suddenly you shiver. Who cares? Who cares? This is the body and the mind's world. I am not a body and a mind. It looks impossible to hear that from a person, body, mind, but the truth is, I am not this body, mind. At the same time, if you realize who you are, everything is that, you see? But you cannot experience that beforehand. Means first realize, and then you will understand and see those things. So don't worry about the reactions, let it be instinctive survival. It's normal. It's normal. We don't need to be yogis or saints. Don't forget. And this is not a willing. If you are a yogi or a saint, it's because you had to or you are by your birth. But to want to realize yourself, you don't need to transform anything anymore, a iota of this person. Just run, investigate, who am I, keep quiet. And don't worry of what's going on. Or, if you worry, no. Oh, this happens to this body, this happens to this emotional heart, this happens to this mind, and I trust I'm not it. And you keep quiet for a second. That's the way, you see. Yeah.
So I think I maybe was under a false understanding or misunderstanding that when there is realization of the self, that the cells in the body will also change in some way, or the whole bodily, because it's also mind. So
It's such an hallucination of the mind.
it's a what?
Such a hallucination of the mind to think so.
Okay.
Everything is already realized, you know. It's only the pride of the mind who says, no, I am not realized, I am ignorant. Because he wants to own the self. Nothing will change. The cells are as they are. This appearance will not change. I will still be this bloody fellow as I look like. But I am not confused. Good?
Yes, there's another little question then when, well, maybe, no, it's
No, tell.
probably still the same answer, but when there is illness in the body or things go out of balance in the body, and that can be so held in place by belief and the mind thinking different or belief. So maybe the answer is again, it's not. Yeah.
Hi.
When I meditate on the question, who am I? My mind reacts and gives me hallucinations,
It gives what?
illusions.
Okay.
I see water fountains and beautiful cars and everything.
Okay.
I know that's not true.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's a quietness, an openness, and stillness. And
It's also not true.
that's my question.
It's
Yeah.
also not true. Doesn't matter. Go on.
Well, so I have my doubts about what I have to do, what I'm not doing wrong, but
What is wrong is that you think that it will be presented by an experience or by even silence. Don't be deluded by that, you see. Don't accept any presentation, at least for a moment. At least for a moment. And then you finally see what is left before everything appears. And that's what you are. You will not see it. You will realize what's left.
I hear what you say. I'm still confused.
Because you have a concept of something.
Sorry, can you say that?
You have a concept of something.
Mhm.
What is your concept of enlightenment, may I ask?
Being still, being
Of course, being still, but it will not appear necessarily this way. You see, my master showed it so beautifully when he was making his chai, when he was walking, when he was doing anything, laughing, cutting jokes, meditating. That was only stages of life, but it was underlined by real stillness. When he was speaking, the words from satsang comes from stillness, not from a state of stillness. You see? That's what I said when you express the silence. Beautiful. You have not to reject it, but don't take this for it. So what you have to do is to be still and keep quiet. You have to keep quieter. Means you have to keep so quiet that you don't need to touch your mind. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Not yet.
I would like to continue a little bit about the theme we were talking about of what self-realization is. And I was reading Ribu Gita.
Beautiful Gita.
And I understand that you cannot really encapsulate in words.
Encapsulating, that's fun.
But if it's okay, I would like to read a short part, and I would like to hear if this is if this corresponds with your direct experience.
Okay. Let's see. By the way, I'm very happy I don't depend on scriptures to see if I am realized or not. But I will be very happy to hear.
Okay, well, in the beginning of the Ribu Gita is Ribu is he's enlightened on the mountain, and then he comes down and he's expressing what he has discovered on the mountain.
Okay.
So he says, I am indeed Brahman, which is the mass of absolute truth. I am indeed Brahman, which is the mass of absolute consciousness. I am indeed Brahman, which is the mass of absolute bliss. I am indeed Brahman, which is absolutely pure. I am indeed Brahman, which is absolutely eternal. I am indeed Brahman, which is absolute peace. I am indeed the Supreme Brahman, which is the root of the universe. I am indeed Supreme Brahman, which transcends everything. I am indeed Supreme Brahman, which pervades everywhere. I am indeed Supreme Brahman, which is ever immaculate. I am indeed Supreme Brahman, which is the essence of all. I am indeed the Supreme Brahman, which is all sentience. I am indeed Supreme Brahman, which has absolute freedom. Is this how it feels like?
I am very happy not to put it into a feeling, my dear. Perfect truth.
But these words, they have to come from somewhere or be based on something.
They are based from where they come from. They are direct words. That's what is satsang also. What is indicated in satsang is to throw you where you already are, but for some reason the mind wants to take it over. Those words, you see, come from the truth. That's how one can realize. If somebody teaches, learning this, it will come from the mind. Nobody can be helped except with understanding and knowledge. That's why I insist. Exception is there. But go to a satsang alive, because there the indication comes from Brahman. They come from Brahman. To awake your Brahman, which is awake, but you cover it by your mind. Everybody is what it said. Everybody. So don't listen to your mind. That's all. It's so simple. But it may take years to hear it. So who are you?
Who am I?
Yes. Don't trust your mind. Who are you? There, don't be enslaved by your mind. Don't trust your mind. Who are you? Otherwise, you see, you are enslaved with your mind, which will say, I am not sincere if I say I'm Brahman. Dare to say, who are you? You see the pride. This is pride.
I just don't find any words to answer it. Answer that.
And why Ribu Gita had words? Why? Ribu Gita had words. Who are you?
I guess Ribu was speaking of
I speak to you. You prefer your mind. That's why you cannot realize what it is said. You will understand, don't worry. You follow, you are enslaved with your mind. This is called arrogance. The arrogance, the pride. You believe your mind. What is wrong to say, I am Brahman? Bas. What's wrong?
I guess nothing, but it's just words.
Oh, you play. They are words, but I ask you to express what is wrong with words from who you are. There is something wrong with words when they are mindful. There is nothing wrong with words when they come from who you are. Otherwise, no one could say a word, which is also true. But you see, if your mind decides, I cannot say a word because they are words, so they are not true, it's not true. You work through your knowledge, you work through your mind. I ask you for once give an answer without hearing your mind, without catching your mind. Anyway, at any time you can tell. See you maybe in 10 years.
I feel like I'm that which experiences everything, but it's not really a thing. Everything is appearing in me, but I don't really know what I am.
But that's what I say, my dear. And my indication is that you understand. I wish, but you don't know why. And that's why you come to satsang. That's why you visit the saints, you visit everything which can help you. But then you have to accept to be helped, no?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you have trust about this, you accept the help, wherever it will be.
Yeah.
But once you find you can trust here, try to hear instead of having arguments or whatever or knowledge from your mind. It will not help you now. You see?
I trust you.
Okay? Then you tell me something which makes me stop speaking. Otherwise, continue to ask because it's the way also to be helped. Okay? Okay? Where do you feel stuck?
I don't know.
Have you questioned everything?
I'm not sure if I questioned the I.
I am sure you have not. I wanted to come to that.
I don't know how to question it.
Huh? Yes. Okay. That explains why you are still searching. Yeah. But now you start to have this understanding. Oh, maybe I didn't question the I. You are very lucky. It's true.
So what to do?
Just do it.
I tried.
But how do you try? And where do you go with that? Here you have to question me. You have to say, this is my experience. I tried this, but for some reason it looks... You see, this is the work of the satsang.
Yeah, I come to silence.
Ah, silence. Okay? Okay? Silence. Is it not an expression? Otherwise, how could you express silence? And you love it, huh? I understand. We were so noisy, we suffered because of that. Finally, we discover silence. You can taste it a bit. I agree. But know that it is a state of your mind. And especially a state of those who question inside, who are spiritual, let's say, who are searching what's reality. Okay? But still a state. So, who experiences silence? I tell you, don't take it lightly. It's quite a moment if you like. Huh? Next.
There doesn't seem to be any direction to move from here.
I didn't say there was a direction. Who is experiencing silence? Are you what you can express?
No.
Then don't speak of silence and keep quiet. That's what you are. And don't go anymore in your mind which searches, hallucinations.
Yeah, I feel like I've understood.
Don't make it a feeling. Don't make it a feeling. Who has a feeling? Next time. Yes?
This I thought is actually, it feels like it's impossible to not to catch it again and again. It feels, it seems to be easy what you say to accept it, not to touch the mind, but it's not easy not to trust the mind because it's not easy for an I thought which arises in the next moment.
You know what I indicate? It is to give you the opportunity to realize that there is no real existence to I.
It is clear.
Okay, so this, you did that.
From now I can say yes. I see that there is no real existence in I thought.
Then keep quiet. Why do you go back to your mind asking about catching again the I and all that?
I don't know why. That's
Because
what
you are ignorant. You don't know that you are playing with your mind.
Yes, I'm playing with my mind.
And it is absolutely risky. Why do you take this risk? The wisdom say, once you are freed from your mind, from this I thought, you saw what was it? You keep quiet. You keep quiet. Because the mind, this manifestation continues ad infinitum. If you don't keep quiet, your mind will not bow down. Because, you see, once you keep quiet, that it appears, that it doesn't appear, who cares? Who cares then? You see? Okay.
So there is no end to it.
There is
No end to it.
to catching what?
To appearance.
To the appearance?
And
It depends on everyone. I still have a movie, but I don't care. I know it's a dream. Some, very rare, pretend there is no more movie, probably for them, but it's very rare. But who cares? We will not fight for is there a world or not. The essential is that you are that screen at least.
But until I am taken myself mistakenly for somebody, it feels like it's not finished.
No, it's not finished. That's why it's not possible that you realized yourself. You may have some experiences which looks like, maybe you can tell me also, but you have not yet gone there, that's true. Good. So what is your deepest experience?
If I look
Yeah.
from now as now I'm dead. But if I don't look,
You are dead?
Yes, I'm Brahman. Now,
Why you see dead?
and
That.
dead,
Okay. Yeah,
yes,
yeah. You are. I'm Brahman.
it's not same yet.
Okay, you are Brahman.
Yes, but I don't look constantly. I
Because you are not?
I continue to play, and it looks like there is some interest in this play with the mind.
So you are not yet. You are, of course, but you are in your mind. It means you are still in your mind, and you always have been so far.
And I cannot be in the same time in my mind and to be.
But the mind doesn't exist. It exists only if you take it. What does it mean, Advaita? Not two. So even when you are freed from illusions, when there is an appearance, the sense of separation is not there, doesn't mean anything. Actually, there is no mind. There is only mind when one fixes it. So first realize yourself. Don't worry, I am again identified. Who is identified? Immediately try to cut off. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, great.
Thank you.
Yes? I think it has to come this way. Yeah?
It's quite a turbulence to be here for me.
You are not a turbulence.
Yes, and I see that I need your words to not to be lost in confusion.
Yeah.
Because this yes. This spiritual surrounding, I was in it for years in Christian way, and I'm so afraid to fall in the same trap. As I see.
Do I lead you in spirituality?
No, that's my luck.
Then don't be afraid. You have to take me with you, that's all.
Yes, my mind suggests I should feel this, I should don't feel this, I should do this, not to do
Past,
it.
past, don't listen. It's the past. It will be annoying, but it will also, you see, when a foreigner passes a village, in India you know that, all the dogs bark and all, you are crossing the village, they still bark a while, and then they finish, they forget. Same is the mind. Don't listen. It's the past. It's your past. You said it, you had this environment before. Don't worry, don't be afraid. Yeah. Yeah, hi. I am Ganga. It's okay. It's okay.
Is it necessary to have a guru or a teacher to realize?
You ask me, I say yes. You know, I went to Skandashram. I sat in front of this beautiful photo of Ramana. And I could see what the seeker can make out if they don't have a living one. What can they understand of you if they don't have a living one? Yes, you need one.
I've been sitting to quite a few satsangs with different teachers.
Yeah.
And I haven't found that that's been really right. Like that there must be something that draws one to a particular.
Yeah, sure. You know, and that will be the clarity of your demand, the intensity of your demand, then you will not hesitate. Because it's a law. Your demand will bring you what you need. It may go on changing if it is not yet freedom, because on the way, slowly you may start to be wise enough to see, after all, why should I run for this or that? I now run for freedom. Then you may change teacher if It was not fun before about that. But you will be clear about that, you see. Yes. Once you have one, don't doubt. Because the mind is very tricky. Like, it's very important to know what do I want in my priority before I die, to make a meaning, to give a meaning to this life. What would be the action, the realization, the experience I absolutely have to live? You see, that has to be the priority. You have to know what you want and then go for it. Yes.
I'm stuck in a thought of no sense of everything.
Absurdity.
Yeah.
That's generally that the search starts from here. All is so absurd. All is so absurd. But you come to satsang. So can you take the indication? Maybe it's because you don't know who you are. Yeah? So don't care anymore about the absurdity of things. You just be busy with that search. Yes. It's short, I think. I put it behind. Yes.
I need your help.
Yes.
In this world, in this movie that is going on, I don't know how to be me.
Yeah. It's a problem because you see, it's not a movie for you. It is real. You hear it's a movie. It's okay. It's good because it's the truth. So it's not yet that for you. That's why there is a problem. But you see, what I love in India is that people, if they don't know how to behave in the society, they are just sadhus, or they are just... And it's also a way of life, no problem. You look a bit like a sadhu.
Yes, but I also like... it's a big trouble to not feel the pure connection, whatever.
But that's why one searches, you see, when he has got difficulty in this world. He feels cut off, he feels not loved, he feels alone, so many sufferings of different shapes make one search. Because of that, which looks not a blessing, it's a blessing in disguise. Because of that you come to satsang. So now that you are in satsang, don't worry much what makes you come here. Just try what is indicated. That will solve the whole thing.
I try.
You tried? Yes? That's very nice. I'm very happy to see you here.
I don't know what I expect from, but I'm good with myself
Yeah.
most of the time. But when others which are, yes, they are not others, but for me they are others.
Yeah.
I feel so much, it's so intense, everything. And then I just...
I would, as I say to you, since those things cannot be fixed easily, go for the real thing. Don't care. Go for the real thing. Those
I
things.
go, but it makes me suffer then. I suffer.
Yeah, because the suffering is also important. Because the way to be with that, you see, you keep two things important: to be happy in the world and to realize yourself. Just
To
go
be
for.
happy, but to...
You will suffer less if you are one-pointed on. But what suffers? It's the body, and I hear.
I am one-pointed, and then I look at...
But don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Because then you compare because of this and that. Don't.
It's not comparison, it's more a feeling of all the time kind of a rejection. But,
This is the person. You run after the real thing. Don't change the person. It will. You see, the self takes care of that, but at least run for that. Run for that.
I run for that and then I close again. Every time, all the time, closing.
When you close, ask, with closing, oh, this bad habit I had, oh, this is my past. You have to self-investigate, you see. You have to put things at the proper place. It will help
I do,
you.
and then I suffer more because then I...
No, you cannot suffer more if you know it is my past. No, because you don't want to go to the
I
past.
suffer also because of the future. Because I
So it means you don't drop the past. You have to drop the
I'm
past.
afraid of being all the time forever in this
You have to drop the past. Drop the past, it's suffering only.
I drop the past. I
No,
have
you
to drop
don't.
no,
You
I
don't.
have to drop every moment.
But do it then. Do it. It's not difficult. One is attached to the past maybe. Otherwise
It's
it's...
not it's love. Love is...
I didn't speak of love.
Yes, but I speak.
Don't you think that when you see your real nature, all this, go for the real thing. Now, just now. Who is that?
why I feel irritated sometimes about the question, where are you from?
Because you identify with your skin. So ask who is irritated. I. am I? No. Right. You attribute too much importance to feelings, to experiences and to thoughts. That's why we suffer. And we don't need to suffer. Our real nature is not a quality. Any suffering, any pleasure belongs to somebody. It belongs to what is seen. But I really want to know who I am in reality. I have enough of this suffering which concerns always my body, my mind, my emotional heart. I have enough. But for that, you see, this quest makes sense only when you have enough of all that. Have you enough? Have you enough of always being trapped by the same? Or in contrary, you want to fight for justice, to put this world into right? This is the manifestation of the self. It's perfect in itself. What is wrong is that we think we have to fix things. So first know who you are, and this will all drop. All this will drop. And when it doesn't drop, you know so well it is the person in the dream. It's a movie. It's okay. When it's not okay, even it's okay.
So it's I think also when my mind say, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
It's the same like,
What you are doing here.
yes, my mind keep asking me what I'm doing here.
Because you have not yet sit at the foot of Ramana. Just sit and try to hear his silence. Then you will not ask anymore. You are too busy here. Just go and sit.
I do.
No?
I don't see.
Yeah, you see, here we see preferences. Actually, do you prefer silence or you prefer something else? Maybe you like both. It's good to be clear. It happens where it is what. You see? Good you ask. Bas? Something urgent? Or? No? Okay. Then thank you very much.